Okay, first test of the Cartographer Cyclone. Let's give it 1%. Well, that's just at 1%. Got a fair amount, but let's rank it up. 16, 33, 51, 66, 78, 94, 100%. And you can see it's quite a distance from the bed, and it's still moving it. Let's see if I can, oops, can't even hold on to it. I can't even bring it close. Just going to pause this and get some water. Okay, we've got some water now. I'm going to crank that back to 100. Let's do some water tests. And that's nowhere even near the nozzle yet. Okay, there we go. The Cartographer 3D Cyclone fan for whatever you want to use it for, because they have a model for everything. Just got to throw up a quick picture because I didn't think to do it when I was initially making the videos last night that did this. So here is the packaging when I first opened them up. The Cartographer Cyclone left and right 5015s. Those are for like the Setsana, the Hirumi, the Minimus, half a dozen other tool heads that I could probably throw in there, but those are a few oldies. Needless to say, the bottom one is specific to the stealth burner. Yeah, and here's a close-up of that. You can see that it is made specifically without the top cover. Now, obviously that's the one I took out of Frank that got replaced. As you'll see here, this is a stealth burner faceplate. So you just take the original fan out, and if you printed it right, it's a tight little fit, very tight tolerance, and there's a springy section on the side that you have to get it lined up with so it holds the fan tightly in place. Just about, missed. Come on. This is one of my spares. Come on. That's it. There we go. Okay. So, that's the 5015 mounted. This is exactly how the Cyclone is mounted. And then your wires, in this particular case, this one, as you can see, 2 wires. Now, I have the Bigtreetech SB2209, so it was an easy call. Right onto the V-Fan 2, red to positive, black to negative, you're done. Here is one of the ones that are not in there, because I didn't show the wiring, so apologies. I only last minute decided this needs sharing, because this is amazing, yeah? So here's the Cyclone, obviously in the full 5015 that you would use. As you can see, it's a 3-wire fan. The third wire is not for speed sensing, you know, and telling you what RPMs it's running. This is a PWM fan. It's a drone motor fan, so it requires a pulse to signal. Your V-Fan 2 port, obviously on there, and similarly on, I believe, the EBB36 and the EBB42. Obviously will have pretty much the same makeup. I believe they also have the same current ratings on the fan MOSFETs, so you should be able to handle this fan on there. In this case, red to positive on the V-Fan 2, white to the negative On V-Fan 2, that is your PWM signal, telling it what speed to run the fan. And then on the SB2209, there's a 4-pin tack fan. That's where this goes. Yeah, that way when you wire it, it has a ground, it has positive 24 volts, and then it has your PWM signal. If you need to, it's light enough weight, run 3 wires back to your main board, but check your main board specs first. Make sure that the part cooling fan MOSFETs can handle above, I would say, to put it in a safe value, 1.5 to 1.7 amps. Ideally 2 amps, yeah, because this fan will draw 1.2 to 1.25 amps if you have it running at its full speed 100% of the time on a long print. And when I say a long print, I mean 9 hours a day, 2 days, 3 days, yeah. If that fan is running at 100% cooling the entire time, because you require that kind of airflow, then yeah, you want to make sure it's not going to blow something up. But needless to say, that is just blows my mind. I mean, I bought a fan not long ago, just prior to these releasing. It was from GDS Time. It claimed to have 7,500 RPM. Now, according to GDS Time, you know, the seller was right. It's obviously custom. They said it was 7,500 RPM. Well, GDS Time show a 7,000 and an 8,000 RPM fan. The 7,000 does 5.2 cubic feet per minute. Yeah, that's a lot of air per minute going through that fan. The 8,000 does 5.43. Yeah, to give a comparison, little cheapy off Amazon, maybe dual ball bearing, but it's somewhere around 4.5, you know, so not really over the top. It is around 6,000 RPM on average on that one, for the little cheapy. But the Cyclone is 7.2 capable, so it will move 7.2 cubic feet per minute of air when it's running at its full speed. This just made the stealth burner viable. Anybody that has ever built a stealth burner, ask the questions. They've already been told by half a dozen people. Usually if they drop it in a Voron channel, no, change that. Get rid of that. Go get Dragon Burner. Go get A4T. Go get EVA. You know, whatever. You know, another tool head that uses 2 fans of either 5015, 4010s, whatever, yeah, because it just didn't put enough air at the nozzle for doing high-speed printing. Or they'll tell them, go get a CPAP. You know, you'll see there's Delta printers out there now that come stock with CPAP, and they're quite loud. And so, as you saw from the video, it is very loud. Even at 1%, it's loud. So if loudness is a problem to you, you find a way to put it in a room that you can deaden the sound. Don't sit in the room with it if you need this kind of cooling, or consider another solution. But if you're fine with it and you're okay with them, obviously, as far as all of its capabilities, you've done your homework, your power capabilities of your tool head and or main board, depending on where you connect it, can handle the power. These are amazing. Yes, they're a little pricey. Just as a point, I got these on my own. Nobody asked me to make this video. Nobody's had any input. This is just me getting excited, because that's the first time I've seen a fan with a drone motor running 30,000 RPM, making a tool head that is ridiculed viable, yeah, without having to reprint the entire thing and put CPAP on it, yeah. This was literally a drop-in, didn't have to modify the stealth burner in any way, yeah. And this works with the stock stealth burner. This works with the Philometrics, obviously version. If you have the ERC FE2, or if you have, you know, any other multi-material unit that, you know, like the box turtle is another, that you're going to be needing the filament cutter, yeah. It just, boom, dropped into the faceplate, hooked up the wires, off you go, yeah. If you're not sure if your equipment can handle the 1.2 amps on a top end, and you really would like some advice, drop a comment, find me on Discord, find me on Facebook, whatever. I'll look it up if I'm not sure, or I can tell you if it's something I've already had. So there we go. But that is pretty much the nutshell. I mean, I know I could probably sit here and ramble, and I'm not going to, because don't want to bore people. But if you need a 5015 fan, and you don't mind putting a good investment into a dual ball bearing fan that can move 7.2 CFM, even as loud as it is, there it is. There's your option. Cartographer3d.com. I'll leave a link in the description, obviously to the page with the Cyclone on it. They have a video as well, obviously showing a very crazy looking tool head, which I'm going to be looking at because I got curious. You know, I've never seen where it has two of them like that. But that's an insane amount of air, and they showed it in comparison to an actual Voron with a CPAP, just to give you a comparison how much noise there actually is. But I hope you found that as exciting as I did. If you're watching this from outside of the UK, obviously because Cartographer 3D is in the UK, I did ask, because I've seen a number of other sellers with postings on their pages and on their social media that they had suspended shipping to the US because of the tariff changes. That is not a problem. They will ship to the US, so if you're in the US and you're watching this and you want one of these fans so badly, then Cartographer3d.com, obviously get yourself a Cyclone. And if you don't already have a Cartographer eddy sensor, you know, obviously I'm getting ready to work with one. I picked up one, you know, just because I like to tinker. I like to, you know, see how things work. And then if I see somebody struggling, I say, all right, that's how you do that. And so if you're struggling and you get one of these and you don't know how to wire it up, or you can't get your head around, you know, whether or not your system can handle it, or if it's even right for you, if you're not sure whether or not you want to invest that amount of money into a, you know, one or if not two fans, depending on your solution, then drop a comment. Come find me on, you know, social media. I am on X. I still call it Twitter. But needless to say, sorry, Elon. Needless to say, Facebook, Discord, you know, I'm around. Give us a shout, you know, or jump into one of the channels that I usually will frequent. People in those channels are usually very helpful. You know, we all try to help people who are trying to understand this technology and trying to get it working for their solutions. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I would definitely say it is the top of the list for fans for me. I'm just going to drop one last little point. I got these fans on my own. These were not sent to me to be tried. They were not sent to me as a gift. They were not discounted, you know, in any way, shape, or form. I got excited when I saw the release. I said, I'm having, you know, because I wanted to see if it could make the stealth burner viable as a tool head, because I had already been looking at other tool heads that have filament cutters, because I have some plans for Frank, and it made that viable. So definitely, you know, this is only my opinions, you know. So I just wanted to throw that in there, because I know that, you know, as I'm starting to do more and more videos, I have had people say, oh, do you just do it so you can get stuff? No, I make videos when I get an experience with something that I find useful and good. Yes, there are times, and when I've had something sent to me, said, you know, we'd like you to try this out, and if you like it, if you know, want to publish it, that's fine, because that's my criteria. Companies will send me the occasional item. When they do, I will disclaim that to tell you that it's been sent to me, but the exception is no company will have the opportunity to tell me what to say. If they don't want to let me value my own opinion and come up with, you know, my thoughts based on my experience with the item, then I keep the item, give it to somebody else, because I'm not in this to make money. I'm not in this to obviously make anything out of it. Yeah, yes, I love the knowledge I'm gaining from it. If you want to call that my payment, there you go. I'm getting knowledge so that when I see somebody struggling, I can use that knowledge to help that person, because that's what I like to do. Anyway, I figured I'd throw that in there. I know I haven't said that really much on the videos in the past. I've kind of touched it in the descriptions, but I felt that needed really saying, and you could see it coming from me, not just a bunch of type. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like that, or you know somebody that might be interested in it, share the video to them. Yeah, tell them, hey, look at this, man. Here's one actually being used. And the link for the fan to be purchased, if they're interested, will be in the description. Anyway, have a great one. Keep printing. Keep getting inspired to do more with 3D printing. It's an amazing technology.